recording. So we have okay, this is May 15th. This is the Board of Health. We have 3 participants, which is a quorum. Me, Catherine Hilton, Arlene Reed, and Wim Levine. Noreen may or may not be joining us, and Garrett probably not, because he's meant to be in the emergency management team meeting, which for reasons that are not clear to me has been called for 6:30 on the 3rd Wednesday. So he's going to address the scheduling issue when or at the meeting. So the only business that I think we have to do, well, we have a discussion we have to have, but the only business that we need to do is to catch up on the minutes. We had our regular meeting of April 17th, and then we had an additional meeting of April 24th. And then we did not have a meeting on May 1st. So we have not approved the minutes for April 17 or 24. And I have an addendum for the April 24th meeting minutes, which I sent you. And that is simply that I neglected to add Frank McGinn's name to the list of participants, and he did. I confirmed with him that he did zoom in. Because I was sharing screen and he didn't speak, I didn't register it. So that is the only change that I would like to propose.
Well, I read these minutes when I get them. And if I see anything amiss, I speak then. By now, I can't remember about the minutes, but I know that
I remember that there was a meeting.
But I know that I had I felt no need to respond, make an addition. So on that day,
I do likewise. Yes.
Okay.
So I'd like to move that I'd make a motion that we accept the minutes of both the 17th and the 24th of April.
Seconded.
Okay. All in favor?
Arlene, yes.
Aye. Wim, yes.
Kat, yes. Noreen's connecting now, but
yeah,
we won't hold that vote for her. So best of my knowledge, that's the only business we have to do. And I'm going to give Noreen her full name.
Oh, and by the way, Wim, congratulations on your reelection.
And to you.
Thanks. I know it was a tough battle.
Yeah,
I'm exhausted by the campaign.
Another close race.
You broke up a little there, Wim, for me anyway.
We're sort of going in and out. Oh, you know the ones there.
Well,
There's Noreen.
oh, now I hear you again.
Oh, sorry, no one was speaking, but you had broken up there a little bit, but we hear you fine now. I hear you fine now.
We should all just start moving our mouths like we're talking. Hi, Noreen. How are those knees?
They're good. I just completely forgot about the meeting, and here I am.
Well, I completely forgot to send out the reminder, so
I almost reminded you to do that. Oh God, here we go.
I wish you had. I've been kind of spacey recently. I finally made some flyers for Sarah's walking program. So we just accepted the minutes of the last 2 meetings that we had. And Garrett's not joining us because Lenny went and called a emergency management team meeting for 6:30 tonight. But I talked with him about the meeting business, the meeting format business. So I know his opinion on that. do we have, before we get to that, are there any updates that anybody wants to make? I noticed, Noreen, that Carolyn didn't get reelected to the select board.
I was just going to mention that. Yeah, it was a tight race. She lost by 47 votes.
Mm.
Yeah, anyway, she had lots of comments to make about it, but
I'm sorry, who are we talking about?
Carolyn Shores Ness
Oh,
and in Deerfield, members of the select board are also members of the Board of Health.
oh, no kidding.
Yes.
Ooh, is that how it is? I thought it was just fluky in her particular.
No. There's a
So by
select board
being
and the
off the
Board of-
select board, she's also off the Board of Health.
Correct. And
Wow.
in the 12 years
Sure
I've
is
been
off.
working with her, in the 12 years I've been working with her, she's the only one I've seen really take an interest or have much knowledge of public health. So
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
it'll be interesting moving forward.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of a loss. I mean, she's such a powerhouse.
Well, an institutional memory and, knows everybody in town and knows every program. And she was really the advocate both for public health and for agriculture. So she
Mm.
was their expert in both of those areas, which are huge for South Deerfield or
Right.
Deerfield.
Wow.
Interesting. Well, I just had a chat with Sarah Fisk today, and you probably saw in your email that she's changed her hours for the summer. She did that like 2 weeks ago, and we got confused, and I failed to put it out. So she hasn't had much company there. She has ideas for programs that she wants to do. She wants to do another Narcan training, this one in Shutesbury. She wants to have a tick information session, possibly with Andrew Lover, who's like, #1 tick guy. And she's starting this walking program where people can just sign up, and if they don't have an app on their phone or whatever, they can get a pedometer from her and count their steps and then report them. So she wants to have she's got to get some kind of blood sugar thing, and then she's going to have little wellness checks that people can come in for.
So, am I correct that she's changed her hours to increase them to add more hours, or is that she's shifting from one day to another?
She has shifted from only Tuesday to Monday and Wednesday, 9 to 2.
I see.
So
So
it's
it's both an
more hours
expansion
and
and a
different.
change of days of the week. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's got plans. Taken a
Good.
little while for her to get her, her feet under her, but she's got plans and stuff she wants to do.
So
I have a
the
question.
fact is expanding her hours, does that reflect a level of busyness that she has seen, or, I mean,
I don't think so, because I don't think there's been a lot of
Okay.
traffic, but she's still hoping, but
Yeah, okay.
I think the idea is to make her more available.
okay,
Yeah, I think I mentioned that we had learned this in the collaborative meeting, and she has more time during the summer. I'm not quite sure why. So she had asked to increase her hours during the summer. So it may just be the next 3 months or so, and then she may go back. I'm not certain. And there was plenty of money in the grant to do that, and everybody seems to be. She's doing some other things for the collaborative in terms of doing some research and helping them plan new programs. So
Oh, good.
yeah. And
Right.
can I have sort of a question that could have been for Sarah, or I'll ask our 2 nurse practitioners. Have you read anything, or what is your thinking on should we be getting additional COVID shots now? Should we wait till the fall and see what variants and what changes there might be in the chemical makeup of the shot?
I haven't seen any new advice come out, but then again, I've been traveling, so it's possible that I missed
No, I
advice
don't
about
think
that,
there
but-
is any new recommendation for a booster right now.
Well, that's what I thought, and I thought last year they were encouraging us to get our flu shot and get our COVID update at the same time. But I've had several people asking me, and I know some seniors have been getting their boosters every 6 months. So I wondered what your opinions were on that, or if there was any new advice.
I don't think there's any new advice, but a couple months ago, we got basically permission for people over 65 to get
Right.
the same fall shot again, and I know a lot of people did. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an article in the Times about the new variant, and so
Right.
they're on that new variant, and that will probably be included with the new vaccine.
On,
Any ideas of when that new vaccine might be available? Are we looking at September or later? Do we know anything?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. On the tick front, though, I read an article that they have identified the species now in Massachusetts that harbors this alpha gal, which is when you're bitten by, I believe it's called the Lone Star tick, that it causes an allergic reaction to red meat. That's a lifelong thing.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I know somebody who has that.
I have heard about that before, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the CDC site right now, which was updated yesterday. And they are just recommending the 23-24 COVID-19 vaccines. So nothing new, no new versions have come through. And so I don't know about when those of us who got it last fall, when we should be repeating it.
Well, you can repeat it like
Yeah.
4 months after the last one.
Right. But it's there aren't any new versions.
No.
Yeah, they say at least 4 months following the previous dose, so you can just keep getting it.
Well, the question is it worth it? I mean, what?
Right.
I don't think so. They haven't formulated anything new, so
Yeah.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Right, but the effectiveness does wane over time.
yeah. But there's no also, I don't know if there's any significant spike right now in
I think so.
transmission or illness.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'll see if I can send you this Times article. Somebody sent it to me as a free share.
Oh, good.
I don't subscribe, and I'll see if I can send it.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So the thing that we have been asked to think about by the select board, and I'm sure we all have opinions on this, is how we would like to see meetings held in the future. And the three possibilities would be in person, virtually, and hybrid. And I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Well, I think virtual is great, and I'm willing to go to hybrid if we must, or, maybe we want to set a few meetings a year where we get together and see each other face to face. I don't know.
I think that's called a party.
Oh, yeah, let's go for that then.
I find Zoom meetings, these virtual meetings, to work very well. I do miss in-person meetings, but hybrid meetings are very flawed, I think, if you don't have a conference room set up for microphone and camera.
Mm.
I don't know if you've attended any hybrid meetings before, but it's you can't hear, if you're the person at home, you can't hear the speakers, you can't see who's speaking. If it's just somebody's laptop that's positioned somewhere in the room, it's very unsatisfactory, I think.
Well,
And-
we have in town hall, we have a conference room set up. We have that enormous TV screen, and we've got that owl thing that's supposed to track
Oh,
who's speaking. And
I didn't
but-
know we had those.
we do, but they're terrible. They don't work
Okay.
well at all. And so and I've been to several hybrid meetings from, doing them, zooming in from home. And just as you say, I can't understand what anybody is saying. The acoustics are terrible. The owl thing does not work that well. Last time I was on one, I couldn't even hear Walter Tibbetts, and Walter Tibbetts is a really easy person to hear,
Hmm.
right? So,
Yeah. So
I
without the
suspected
right,
it was worse.
without equipment that
Yeah.
functioning well, they can be really the hybrid meetings.
Is
That
there,
said, I know.
no,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I know that Noreen is much of the time at your place in East Hampton, right, Noreen? And I
Right.
certainly wouldn't want to make it harder for you to participate. So on those grounds, I kind of put in a vote for continued virtual meetings. But
Yeah,
that's my
I
2
would
cents.
agree with that. And two things. I wondered, is there pressure to change from virtual?
I don't think that there is. I think that we have permission from the legislature to have these virtual meetings, and that goes through, I think, next March of 2025. And so it's just a question of thinking about how we're going to be organized in the future. There was some talk about the legislature wanting to require all meetings to be hybrid, which can't happen because the financial and other kinds of pressures on small towns like this would just be ridiculous, because you'd need a whole different setup for all these meetings we are always
Right.
happening. So I'm not sure. I mean, obviously it's going to be the select board's decision, and I'm not sure even what the questions are, but they asked us to basically talk it over with our boards and have an opinion by the time we get to the all boards meeting.
The other thing I was going to say, though, is I am convinced I am the least technologically savvy of all members on the committee, and I have missed several meetings, but just 2 weeks ago, my daughter set up an alarm for me at 6:50 every first and third Wednesday.
That's great. That used to be me. I used to send you a text, and I've gotten so lazy about it and forgot. Hey, if that's what it takes.
So
Thank you.
I'm all set up for Zoom going forward.
Awesome.
Those kinds of things from your daughter, though, we call them boomer help sessions.
Right. Well, my thought about this, and I talked with Garrett about it so that I would be able to get everybody's opinion, is that basically the hybrid meetings are the worst possible option. And that the best possible option is virtual meetings, because we, they work. We can have meetings even when some of us are not at home and can zoom in, and that's been really helpful. And thanks to everybody who goes on vacation or goes to their winter home and zooms in. And also, we haven't had to cancel any meetings because of inclement weather.
Right.
Seems unanimous.
Right, we want to stay on Zoom. Now, I'm guessing that they're gonna wanna have one policy for all the boards. And either it'll be all in person, or it'll be all Zoom, or there'll be, and they can't possibly have all hybrid, so that won't be. That won't be possible. Although maybe they'll continue to have hybrid meetings. As long as people can Zoom. Anyway, that's what we can tell them, whoever ends up going to the all boards meeting, and it can be as many as we want, and that's an actual in-person meeting. We'll tell them that we want to stay virtual.
That's the 11th, correct?
That is correct. And I'm assuming that I'm not available for that day because I have something else on Tuesday evenings. That's
I am available.
super.
So I will go, but
Okay.
as you said, as many of us as want to
Mhm.
can go, so.
Yeah. I'm a little up in the air. My first grandchild is due on the 5th, but we
Oh.
know how that works. So
Right. Where's that going to happen?
Vermont.
Vermont, huh? Okay.
Mhm.
So not too far off. Well, great. Mazel tov.
Yes.
So those are the only things that I needed to talk about.
Mhm.
Anybody have anything else to? So our next meeting wouldn't be until when? June 5th. Oh, the day the baby is due. If there's anything that'll make that baby come on time, it'll be having a board of health meeting that night.
Okay.
Right. So, I had a question, then that went right out of my head. It'll come back. Give me a minute. Oh, I know. I was wondering whether or not we have gotten any updates from Greg Steve regarding the demolition of his property.
No, we haven't, and I drove past it today, and I meant to send him a text and ask him what was up, but I
Right.
neglected to do
Because
so.
it was, I mean, after the inspection that happened, when Claudia said to him, well, just keep us posted, I thought, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, right. We've tried that before.
That's gonna work.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah, I'll
but
send
it
him a
doesn't look
text.
like any progress had been made. Okay,
It doesn't look that way, but
Yeah.
I'll see what I can find out.
okay.
All right.
Alrighty, well, I propose that we adjourn.
I second
All right.
if that was,
Agreed.
It wasn't really a motion, it's just a suggestion, but it sounds like there's no objection, so let's do it.
No.
All right.
All
Nice
righty.
to see you
All right.
all.
yeah,
Yes, good to
On
see you
June
all.
Good
Keep
night.
moving, Noreen.
come soon, next week.
Oh, good.
Yeah, okay.
Good
All
night.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.